Hey guys, so I hope you've enjoyed this blog article so far. It's a very, very basic, fundamental explanation of a little bit about how Google Ads works. Just to wrap it up, I'm going to run through with you the four main types of Google Ads and the difference between the four. Starting with shopping ads. Shopping ads have grown in popularity because they work very well for e-commerce business owners. They display a picture of your product with the price before you have to pay for the click, meaning you generally do get a higher conversion rate from shopping ads, plus a larger amount of traffic because they not only display your products on Google search, but also throughout Google's display network, which means millions of other websites as well. So basically how Google Shopping Ads work is through a data feed directly from your website to the Google Merchant Center. Once those products have been approved in the Google Merchant Center, you can connect your Google Merchant Center to a Google Ads account and kick off your shopping campaign. It works basically through two different types of campaigns that you can run. There's standard and smart shopping campaigns. Standard shopping campaigns allow you to pick and choose how much you're going to bid for each of your products or product groups, be it category, brand, and other things that you can group products into, versus smart shopping, where basically you hand all of the bidding over to Google and say, get me the best possible return on ad spend that you can get. You can actually target the return on ad spend that you want, whether it's 200 or 900% or even more. However, the higher you put that targeted return on ad spend, the less of your money Google's going to spend and the less clicks you're going to get until Google's confident that it can reach that target. So generally it's best to start on a lower targeted return on ad spend and then turn it up over time. You also have the option of not choosing a return on ad spend and just ticking the box saying, Google, get me the best return on ad spend that you possibly can. You've got cost per click with Google Shopping, so it charges you per click on your ad. And you've got different automated bidding strategies for the standard campaign, so you can run a standard campaign and use one of Google's automated bidding, so targeted return on ad spend, maximize conversions, maximize clicks. That's the option in there as well. Generally, a Google Shopping campaign is all about something called the ROAS, or return on ad spend. That's really what you're targeting. You want to sell as much product as you can at the lowest cost possible. The second and also very, very popular type of Google advertising that you can do is Google Search. This is where your ads come up in the actual search results page, usually in the top 4, maybe in the bottom 3. It's a text ad that people can click on if it's relevant to their search query. Again, daily budget, cost per click, same sort of system. There are different bidding strategies for this. You can use manual CPC, again, where you're controlling how much you're bidding for each and every single keyword. There's also maximize clicks, target search impression share, meaning that you actually want to come up for, say, 80% of the time whenever anyone searches one of these search terms that you're targeting. You've got also targeted ad positions, so you can say, I just want to bid the least amount I have to be at the top. There's targeted cost per acquisition or cost per conversion, whatever you've set as a conversion in your campaign. That might be a form submission, phone call, download, whatever it might be. Okay? And then again, there's obviously all of the automated ones, maximize conversions, targeted cost per acquisition, and maximize clicks is another one. There's plenty of them in there. Conversions, usually from a search campaign. If you're a service-based business, you'll be targeting form submissions, be it a download or an inquiry, or phone calls. Phone calls can be tracked through the Google Ads dashboard using one of Google's free phone numbers, but here at Australian Internet Advertising, we use dedicated tracking numbers, so the number doesn't swap all the time. It's kind of a dedicated number that they can call back 3 months later and you still get the phone call. Also, so that the number that they're calling from comes up as a caller ID on your phone. So if you miss the call, you can call them back. Google's free option doesn't currently allow that. Landing pages obviously are crucial for search campaigns, as we've already just been through moments ago. Landing page is probably half of the success of your campaign is dependent on the landing page, if not more. No matter how well you set up the Google Ads campaign itself, if you're driving traffic to a substandard landing page, you're not going to get the conversions that you need. And obviously you're targeting keywords. Just back to the thing about different keyword match types, and having to monitor and add negative keywords from the search queries to make sure you're not paying for clicks from irrelevant searches. Display campaigns. These are the banner ads that you see coming up on news.com or eBay or Gumtree. These large websites that have opted into Google's display network and are running something called AdSense. What they've allowed Google to do is display Google's advertisers' banner ads on their websites, and they get a cut of every click that occurs on their website. So banner ads can work extremely well. You can bid either on cost per click or what's called CPM, cost per mille. In other words, a cost per 1,000 impressions. That means you pay every time 1,000 people see your ad. Okay, so if you feel like you've got a really engaging ad that's going to get a very high click-through rate, you can kind of you can bank on that, and instead of targeting cost per click, you can bid on cost per 1,000 impressions, knowing that you're going to get a lot of clicks from that because you're happy with your ads. Generally, from display campaigns, especially if you're targeting a cold audience, you're going to get a much higher volume of traffic and a lower quality of traffic. So that's completely normal. If you start running a display campaign and you see a traffic spike in analytics, but you don't really see the conversions coming through, that's actually something that is just how Google display campaigns work generally. You've got the banner ads also, you can design them. There's about 15 different dimensions so that they can come up in different sections of people's websites. But you've also got a very easy solution to get around this if you want to, and it will actually mean your ads are eligible to come up on even more websites by opting into Google's dynamic display ad solution. So when you go into the display campaign, you can create a new ad, pick dynamic ad, upload your assets, whether it's your videos, your images, write a few different headlines and descriptions, and Google will mix and match them up and place them on as many different websites as they can, as long as it's to your targeted audience and it's on or your targeted placements, the specific websites you want your ads to come up on. Remarketing is probably the most commonly used function with display ads. This means that if someone visits your website, you can follow them around for as long as they're a part of your audience, they're members in your audience of website visitors, whether it's 30 days or 90 days, you can literally follow them around everywhere all over the internet until they convert, right? So this is a very powerful part of digital marketing, retargeting. Video ads are YouTube ads basically. Not a lot of people know how powerful YouTube ads can be for a number of reasons. You pay per view, so that means you don't have to pay a cent until someone has watched either 30% of your video or more than 30 seconds of your video. That's registered as a view in YouTube's eyes. You can put calls to action on your video ads that link straight through to your landing page, and you can target specific audiences based on demographics, whether they're in market at the time or affinity audiences, meaning that they've been in the market for a long time. So if you're targeting personal trainers, for example, you'd want to target an affinity audience of people who have been interested in fitness for a long time. They're a part of that affinity audience. Whereas if you're trying to sell cars, you might want to target an in-market audience for people who are interested in buying cars, because people don't generally, look around to buy a car for 2 or 3 years. They might spend, a few months doing that. So they're in market at the time. But one of the most powerful things about YouTube is that you can target specific placements. This means that you can actually not only pick the channels that you want your ads to come up in, but even the specific videos that you want your ads to come up in. So if you're targeting, for example, personal trainers with a fitness program, and there's YouTube videos out there that show people how to build their own fitness program, you can target those videos with your ads, with your already made fitness program that might be a good solution for them. So YouTube advertising can be very powerful. Also considering the fact that you can sequence your videos. So you can actually set up a campaign that over time tells a story. Meaning that once I've been on YouTube enough and I've watched one of your videos all the way through, I'm then targeted with a subsequent video that only goes to people who have watched the video prior to that. So over time you can have a sequence that's 50 or 100 videos long that helps you to tell your story over a long period of time and get that recency and frequency and that breakthrough that you need to get the conversions from YouTube. Calls to actions you can put on the videos themselves that will drive traffic straight through to your landing page as well. So here's a really quick nuts and bolts crash course rundown to help you get a better understanding of how Google Ads work generally. It's a very large advertising platform. It's very complex, but top level, this is just a fundamental understanding for you, and I hope it's helped.